So, hey there, everyone. Welcome to another episode of A Slice of Life with Kellie and Jon. And today we have animal rescuer and dynamo woman, awesome woman, Joanie Woodward. Hi, Joanie. Welcome to A Slice of Life.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Nice
Well,
meeting
thanks for
you.
agreeing and joining us. Joanie and I grew up together, so I've known Joanie for a very long time, and she has so many stories. She's very passionate about rescuing animals and animal owners, people taking proper care of their animals and getting pets spayed and neutered. So Joanie, how did you get started really caring that much about animals? Have you always been like that since you were a kid?
I've always had furry animals. Our whole family has my entire life, cats and dogs mostly. But I kind of always liked cats a little bit more because they're just a little easier and you don't have to let them out like you do the dogs. And there really is nobody for cats. You have a dog pound, but there's no cat pound.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. That's true. Um, so you've always had what animals do you currently have right now? What are you taking care of?
I currently have 27 cats and kittens and four dogs.
Whoa. And didn't you have an opossum for a while? Opossum?
Well, we have wildlife that comes here because we free feed and have food out at all times because there's a lot of strays in the neighborhood and we feed whether it's a possum, Gilbert the groundhog, or there's some raccoon families that come here. We feed them all.
Aw, that's so sweet of you. Um, and what do you recommend to people, pet owners? What's the most important part of owning a pet? And treating them well and having a good, well-behaved animal.
Well, the clinics, there's so many low cost spay and neuter clinics for cats and dogs. And cats is pretty much a set price, $50 for males and 60 for females. Dogs, they have to go by weight for male and females. But it's really we push the spay and neuter, and they do it 2 pounds or 2 months old. I usually wait till kittens are 3 pounds or 3 months old because I feel like 2 pounds is kind of small. And my sister Joanne, that Woodward White, she started East Liverpool Spay and Neuter, and in 7 years now, we're reaching upon the 6,000 cats that have been spayed and neutered here in the
Wow.
tri-state, mostly East Liverpool.
Wow. That's awesome. So your sister's involved too. I think I've seen some things on social media about what she's done. And do you take donations? Like, how do you pay for all this? This is a lot of money.
Well, we fundraise mostly, and sometimes people are very gracious and will donate, whether it's a bag of cat food or offer to pay for a cat to get spayed or neutered. And then there's some people that will just send. We do all of our donations and fundraising money goes through East Liverpool City's auditor. So one person's handling the money. We feel like it keeps everything honest. And she's a good friend of my sister Joe's, Marilyn Bosco, and she just does a great job at keeping track of all the money and paying the vets. But we get on Facebook with, it's really not for a sad story, but it's unfortunately true. Hurt animals, injured animals, abused, neglected, cruelty. And I absolutely have zero tolerance for that. And you see how I go. I'm a door knocker. I do paw patrol and go to people's homes, and I raise hell if I have to for the condition of the animal or how it's neglected or mistreated. And it is required state law access to water 24/7 and proper food, nutrition, and shelter. And if they don't have it, I let them know about it.
Will can you pass along, and I'm sure Kellie will be able to put it up on the podcast. Why don't you give us an email, who to address it to, I mean, not an email, a
How about a
mailing
link?
address, or a
A
link, a
link
mailing
to
address
donate.
if people want to send money, because just for what you do, and
Yeah.
I've had my share of cats. Uh, I'll tell you right now, I will send a check for $100 as soon as I get back to New Jersey for what you
Well,
do.
John, thank you. Thank you very much.
So who do they address it to, and what would be the address?
Well, any money can be sent to either me or my sister Joe's East Liverpool Spay or Neuter. And that address is in care of East Liverpool City Auditor. And it's 126 East 6th Street, East Liverpool, Ohio, 43920. And that's where we do, it's supposed to be for true ferals and stray cats, but then everybody started saying stray because they don't want to accept responsibility and they don't want to have to pay for their cats. So then we started fixing own cats, and that's really ate up the money. But if we don't fix the own cats, then they're calling us with litters, and they're suffering and kittens dying, and we just are trying to prevent all this.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah. That's awesome. That's so beautiful. Joanie and her sister spend a lot of money out of their own pockets on feeding the animals that they rescue, medical care, and other kinds of supplies that they need. So if you would prefer to donate directly to them, please use the address on the screen. Thanks so much.
The 27 cats that you have in your house, I'm almost afraid to ask this question. Are these your permanent cats, or are they just passing through?
Well, I only have 23, and currently I have 4 baby kittens that I bottle feed. Or there's these new it's a syringe, and it's got this nipple. It's called a miracle nipple. And as they suckle, the formula comes out, and it's just been really easy, a lot easier than bottle feeding. I have kittens that are 4 weeks old. Somebody put them in a box and just left them on Ambrose Avenue.
Aww.
Of the 23 that are yours, do they have names?
Oh, everybody has a name, a birthday, they get celebrated, and they're all over. Like they're, mostly in the home. We have a couple handicap ones that never go out, that's had strokes or vision impaired, and there's just a couple spoiled ones and a couple skittish ones that were outside, and now they got the taste of the good life indoors, and they don't want to go out. So
Oh, how cute. Oh, I forget what I was going to ask you. Well, so I know that you rescue animals and you confront animal owners who are like leaving their dogs chained up outside. Do you have any like horror stories? Don't tell us who, or get yourself in trouble. But what are some of the horror stories of things that you've seen of how people are treating their animals?
Don't make it too
mostly it
graphic,
is.
because I'll start getting emotional. So,
Yeah,
Oh,
it's like as soon as you hear the Sarah McLachlan music, you hurry up,
oh
turn the
yeah.
oh,
channel.
yeah, yep, yep.
Yes, we do here. It is mostly dogs chained out, imprisoned to dog boxes, or left to be under a porch for shelter, makeshift type housing, or in hot sheds and garages. And when I catch word of it, and honestly, so many people reach out to me daily. I'm through messages, messenger, phone calls daily. I'm asked and told, to go on Paw Patrol and check something out. And I do. I either go that day or the next day. My job allows me to do that. I'm a barber and beautician, and I work I have personal hair accounts, and I do handicap and MRDD and nursing home facilities. And I am the Children's Network for
What's that one
schools.
you just said? MRDD?
Yeah, the mentally retarded developmentally delayed homes.
Mm.
I go to the facilities and do hair. And it's just easier on the clients instead of getting drug out and them having to bus them or take them in cars. And many of them are combative and don't like changes or noises. So I do that mostly, and so it's very accommodating to me. If I have a Paw Patrol and somebody gets a hold of me, I mean, I've left color on people's hair to go for a dog that was, they
Oh,
didn't have a collar on it, and they just had a metal cable tie out around its neck, wrapped around its body 3 times,
oh
brought up
my
through
God.
its crotch, and snapped again. And it fell off a porch and was laying there asphyxiating and dying.
Oh my God.
So,
Oh my God.
yeah, an older lady sent me this photo of this dog in like a little mini video, and I did. I left color in someone's hair and went down there and rescued it, called the police and the dog pound and the Humane Society. But currently, East Liverpool, Columbiana County does not have a Humane Society, and it's been detrimental, especially in this heat, the summer heat for animals. It's because nothing legal, as far as I can't remove or seize animals, and I don't take them, but I do encourage certain things, either rehoming them, surrender them to the dog pound, and sometimes I've taken people's cats when they surrender them to me and I make them sign a paper.
Wow. Yeah, and
Okay.
you're in Ohio. And
Yeah.
every state has different laws. And as a culture, we're learning, we're growing because, there was a time when it's just a dumb animal and people didn't just leave them out in their yard. And now dogs and cats have become like family. Some of them, we treat them like our kids. My dogs are my children and they live as good a life as any child would. They're spoiled. I mean, there's just toys everywhere and they're very spoiled, pampered little princesses. And that's how we should treat our animals. That's the way to treat them. I mean, why have them if you're going to leave them out in a yard? Um, I just don't understand that thinking. Why would you do that?
Yes, the mentality. Most of the time, probably 8 out of 10 times when I go to a home, I go there sincere, offering education and help. And many times, probably 8 times out of 10, people are understanding and they're in agreement and they say, yeah, you're right. This isn't a good life for this dog. And many times they're willing to make the changes or accept the help. I don't like dog boxes, but I will get them for people and straw and help them and get them better food or nutrition for their dog or buy flea meds for them because, I've seen dogs have half their hair gone on them from fleas and they got
Uh,
anemia and it's tragic. So I do offer help first, and then you got that like 2% that are right out the gate. When they start justifying, their dog's not emaciated, they're just dieting, or I mean, I've heard every excuse in the book. There is absolutely no excuse to for your animal to ever be in any poor condition. And if you can't afford to vet them, then surrender them if you care about them and love them, because if you surrender them, they can be vetted for free.
yeah, somebody will take care of them. Somebody else will take
Yeah,
them and take care of them.
absolutely.
Yeah. Well, what about so I saw on social media, I saw on Facebook, you had one dog that kept escaping. What's the story with him? Is he being better now or do you have a fenced in or because that's a problem with some dogs. They're like escape artists and they want to explore the world. What do you do?
Yes, their noses get them in trouble. I have this brother and sister Beagle Catahoula mix, and their noses, his does get him in trouble. So I had a 5.5 fence, and he just scaled over it. And you saw all the things I put, like the game Mousetrap. I had everything up there, from chairs to ladders, and he still would get over it.
Well,
So we got
that's one thing I can guarantee is probably not anywhere near your house are mice.
Yeah.
no, no, actually, there isn't. We do have a big mole population around here, but I have like 3 of them that constantly and chronically get them, and I don't like the birds and the or anything else killed because I just don't. It makes me sad, and we bury them all. And I have a pet cemetery out back, cats and dogs, strays. Mine. I have a little baby sanctuary for kittens that didn't make it.
Oh, yeah, I know you've nursed quite a few of them and a couple of them I've seen that didn't make
What's
it.
the oldest? How old is the oldest cat that you've had?
The oldest cat that we have here is a 17-year-old cat named Paw Murdaugh.
Aw,
And
get out there.
and I have these 16-year-old brothers from Knoll, West Virginia, and they're polydactyls. They have extra toes, and they're 16 years old. And then I have them kittens, and they are 4 weeks old. And my bathroom serves as a labor, delivery, nursery, intensive care unit, isolation. That's that's what my bathroom is.
Oh, I know you do so much. Do you have any of them with you?
Oh yes, this whole house is covered. So, here's some kitties laying around here. Um,
Oh, how cute. Oh yeah. They're just at home, man. They just lay around and that's their home.
I'm gonna walk and show you the babies because
Okay.
everybody loves little babies as soon
Yeah.
as they see me, because they think I'm mommy and they get all excited.
Oh, looky. They're black. How pretty.
I have 4 black ones and I crocheted them little collars because I wasn't sure if I was feeding the same kitty all the time.
Yeah, because they look the same. They're so cute.
Yes, they look.
Look. Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Hi,
look at
baby.
Now, are they on somewhat of the same sleep schedule, or are they?
Well,
Do
it's
they
just like
sleep
a
all at
newborn
night?
baby.
Right.
You have to bottle feed them every 2.5 to 3 hours when I first had them, but now they are feeding about every 4 hours.
Oh.
And this is the new little financial.
I guess the real question is, how is your sleep pattern?
Yeah.
Well, I tell you what, when I first get them and they're tiny and I have to get up every 2.5 hours, that's hard on me because I'm 60 now.
Aw. They're so darling, though. So cute. Oh my gosh.
They are darling, and we just, Jim wants to keep them all. Me, I'm at the point where actually when I had 18, I said, that's enough. Enough is enough. But
Yeah.
Obviously it wasn't.
well, I don't mind
Oh my
bottle
God.
feeding, and I do usually can find homes for them. And I make people, there's an application and they have to have references and a vet reference. And, I'm pretty picky. When you bottle feed them and invest in them, you want them to have a forever home in life.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and I've seen you post pictures of all the little outfits you make for them. It cracks me up because I'm like, how do you get that on them? My dogs barely let me put their collar on them or their harness to go.
Well, when they're this little and you start out torching them, like this is the little collar, this one has the orange collar, but I just crochet. I start out with hats and I just crochet them cute stuff and I pose them and do a photo shoot. And it really helps network them for people because they're people. I mean, I've really worn out my resources for people wanting kittens here in the tri-state.
Yeah. Yeah. Now everybody probably has a cat.
Pretty much, or like several, like 3 or 4, or
Yeah.
But I probably have the most cats in East Liverpool, and people's always amazed. They go in my house and they're say, "Oh, your house don't even smell like cat and dog," and that's one thing when it's hard to have this many and be OCD. That's why I'm trying to get this property beside me. The lady passed away, and her husband's going to sell these 3 lots for $1,500, and that's kind of a goal to buy like a shed and vamp it up to be totally for the cats and
a cat condo. Make it a little cat condo. Yeah. I know you'll make it nice. I know that because you've done a lot of work in your house too, right?
Oh yeah, I just redid everything again because cats, they, especially when I bring fosters, and that's why I had to quit the foster, and they want to tear up your walls and stretch and do all that. And it just, and if they have any behaviors and the fighting, sometimes you don't see the fighting here. People are astonished how, and I have the dogs love the babies, and they've just never tried to harm any of them.
One big happy family.
Absolutely.
Awesome.
Yeah, where's Fluffy? I'm Whoopi. I was going to show you
Fine
Whoopi.
Fluffy, fine Fluffy with 27 cats around. I would tend to think there's
Fluffy.
about 9 Fluffies, maybe 15, who knows? But
Bring him to me. So Whoopi is a little kitten, the smallest one I ever bottle fed. He was only 12 grams.
Oh.
And he was born to a feral mom, and he was born with a fever coat, which is a very rare thing from when they're born only to feral moms. It's when the moms are born, give birth, and the moms were sick. And this is my little 12 grams baby.
Aww.
And he well, he's still kind of small. He weighs 7'7".
Okay.
But he is absolutely my pride and joy there.
Hi, Wolfie. How old is he now?
He was 2 in April.
Okay. Wow. So he's sticking around.
Yes, and he knows some commands. He knows up and down and no and a couple cuss words. When he tries to venture out, I got to get after him.
Oh, keep him safe. Yeah. Yeah, sometimes that's another challenge with these animals is they don't understand. You've got to try to keep them safe, and they're animals, they have their instincts. So their instinct is to run and be curious, and
be
you have to.
Thank goodness I live in an alley.
They do what they do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right. And there's no cat laws. Like dogs, you get a running at large charge. There is none for cats. And a lot of people complain about that don't like cats or have cats, and a neighbor's cat, gets on your furniture, or, male cat spray. But I fortunately live in an alley where there's only 3 houses. So if you don't live in my alley, it's not very well traveled. So I'm real fortunate. The cats are pretty safe.
Oh, good. That's good. What about the, you always see cats pushing things off shelves and stuff. Do your cats do that? Do any of your
cats? Absolutely. It's absolutely true. They pull, and sometimes you walk by and they just like swipe you and, pull a knife on you for no reason.
Oh my gosh. I always found that so funny that they're just like to flick something off the counter and watch it fall. It's like, what's the fun in that? But they seem to enjoy it.
They do. I have probably about 12 of them that do it. So there's always something knocked down or out of place.
That's so funny. So funny. Oh, well, do you have any advice for new pet owners? Number one, spay and neuter them, obviously.
Yes. And take advantage of the low cost clinics. And different places like a Coon Hunters Club will offer $10, $15 rabies shots. People can get around high cost vetting. A lot of people use that excuse. I can't afford it.
Right.
But everybody wastes 10 or 15 bucks. I mean, I know people that waste that just, going for breakfast. And take advantage of all the different places, get online and research them. And there's also several, the low cost spay and neuter clinics. They also offer on their downtime after hours, some special things and events, and so do the Humane Society. So you can always afford things or reach out to a program for some help. I just highly encourage that, because there's never an excuse to let an animal suffer or be hungry or mistreated.
Yeah, I don't know how somebody could do that. And the rewards of, owning a dog or a cat or any pet, really, because the animal kingdom, I always call you the fairy godmother of the animal kingdom, but the animal kingdom, I think they're teaching us, we're learning a lot of empathy and being to be kinder and gentler. And I know my dogs teach me sometimes, to be more patient, because I'm not a very patient person, and they teach me to be more patient because I love them. So I have to be more patient with training, and they're like, I got a puppy a while back. I'm trying to get rid of her. She's trying on my nerves, but she is teaching me to grin and bear it, get through it, and she's going to be a good dog eventually. She gets into things that she's not supposed to get into, but she doesn't know better. She doesn't know the difference between this is hers and this is mine. So she's got to learn. So I think we are
that unconditional love is
Yep.
absolutely worth it. And I
Yep.
mean, just look here how these cats all get along.
Oh, how sweet. Yeah.
They're all just, very seldom. I mean, we have a
Oh,
cat
that's
scrap once in a while, but it's usually in the mornings. When I get up in the morning and there's 20 some cats wanting fed, you don't pick your feet up. You just like slide through the house so you don't step on anybody.
right. No tails. Doesn't step on any tails.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh,
But
funny.
a house like that, the cats probably look at you and your husband and say, why are you here? This is a cat house.
Yeah, this is
We're
our house.
servants,
Maybe
John.
that,
We're
maybe that
servants. That's
wasn't
what
the
we
right
are.
word to use. Maybe
Yeah,
was
we're
not the right
servants.
word to use.
Yeah, that's how I
Uh,
feel a lot of the time.
You
They
know,
train me.
why are you here? This is our house.
Yeah.
So that's wonderful.
Yeah.
So yes, when I get back home in 2 more months, you can guarantee that I'll be sending a check your way.
Well,
Well,
and
thank you
I'll
so
post
much.
the address. I'll put the address
All
by the
right.
video so that people can see it. I can even put it up on the screen. I'll put it up on the
All right.
video so that people can see where they can make a donation and help you out.
Thank you so much. It's be
You
super
are amazing.
appreciated.
Well, Joanie,
Thank
you and your sister, from what I understand, she's partnering with you and doing things. I know what I see you do and amaze me. I have several friends who are animal rescuers, and it's a very special person that does that because, like I said, we are all evolving, but we're evolving at different paces. We're not all on the same page as in the evolution process. And I think animal rescuers are just a little more involved than the rest of us because they are one step further in understanding empathy and that the world belongs to all of us, not just humans. So great appreciation to you, Joanie, and support. And thank you for joining us today.
Thank you. And that was a beautiful way that you put that, Kelly. Thank you.
Well, thank you for all you do. I do. I appreciate reading about what you're doing and hearing about it. And somebody, thank goodness for the people like you. Thank goodness for that. So, yeah. So anyway, thank you so much for joining us, Joanie, and I will be in touch with you
Kelly,
soon. Okay.
love from East Liverpool.
And same
Take
to you.
care.
Back to
Thank
you.
you.
Bye
Nice
bye,
to
Joanie.
meet you, John. Bye.
All views expressed in this video belong to Kelly Nicholson, John D'Amore, and guests. These discussions do not represent the opinions of any entity whatsoever with which they have been affiliated now or will be in the future. The opinions expressed are solely theirs, and since they are critically thinking human beings, these views are subject to change, subject to revision, and subject to rethinking at any time. These conversations are not meant to be taken as advice and are only for the purpose of entertainment. All statements may be based on hearsay and not necessarily valid proof of any claims in this video. It is not our intention to teach or advise on any topic. Unless otherwise noted, all photos are public domain.
Thanks for watching A Slice of Life with Kelly and John.